welcome to step one of the YouTube monetization challenge. Step one of the 5 easy steps to monetize your YouTube channel. So, if you're new here, or even if you aren't, I would love for you to say hi and let me know, are you completely brand new to YouTube? Have you been on YouTube for a while and you just haven't really been active? Or are you pretty active or reactivated your account and you're ready to take it up a notch and you're gonna be ready to monetize? And hello, good afternoon. Okay, so let me go ahead and start while people roll in because I made a commitment to having this be 30 minutes tops per day. So I really want to get in, have an intense deep dive on each topic, and let you go off and for the rest of your day and maybe do the action steps. Okay, so step one, we're going to go over today. But before we do that, there are a couple of challenge rules that I want to make sure all of us are on the same page. So I'm going to be discussing some general things with each step. And so I want you to take the material and apply it to your business, brand, and industry. And unless we're doing it one-to-one, where I can really help you kind of really just create a customized plan for you, take whatever works best for you and apply it to where you're at right now. So someone who's completely brand new is not going to be on the same page as somebody who's been on YouTube for 10 years, right? And I really encourage you to take one action step from each daily step that we discussed today, each day. Don't worry about the numbers. So let's say if you're posting and you get 3 views, or if you don't get any subscribers, that's not as important during this challenge as you getting out of your comfort zone and testing everything. So I really want you to test. This week, you have my permission to get things wrong, to be messy while you learn. And it's so apropos that yesterday, all the technology on my end went wrong, right? And I was going to share this same rule, right? That it's okay to be messy. We survived. We're all here. And we're here. I pivoted and I made it work, right? It's okay to be messy and get things wrong while you're learning. And lastly, please try to have fun with this. So there's a lot of material, but also I want us to have fun. Feel free to joke, feel free to give what your insights are. I'm happy to support however I can. All right. So, for the first agenda for today, we're going to be reviewing the eligibility requirements for monetization. I did mention this very briefly yesterday, but I didn't have the PowerPoint, so you're going to be able to see it and hear it at the same time. Number 2, we're going to give you like the best types of YouTube content for your channels. Number 3, we're going to go over content based on your audience and niche. And then the target audience content matrix. So that sounds very like serious, but it's just a way for you to get an idea of what might be the best types of content, topics, and themes for you to think about. And then at the end, we're going to go over some action steps that I'd like you to take as part of the challenge. So, how are you eligible for YouTube monetization? And again, I'm going to go through this part quickly, but you're going to see it on this PowerPoint. YouTube, fortunately, has made it easier to monetize because before there was only one way to one tier, one qualification to get monetized, or one set of qualifications to get monetized. Now there are 2. There's 2 tiers. And it's actually not called tier. That's just the way that I'm referring to it. So the lower tier of monetization, you only need 500 subscribers and either 3,000 watch hours in 1 year or 3 million views in 90 days. And that's 3 million views of your YouTube shorts. So either long form videos, 3,000 hours, or 3 million YouTube shorts views. And the monetization features include memberships like subscriptions that you can have on YouTube. You'll have access to super stickers, which are like tips that people can give you, and then shop and merchandise features. So if you actually already have shop, like already have merchandise, that's a great thing to incorporate into your YouTube channel. Or you can create different merchandise. Like that's not something I've actually created yet, but I'm thinking about it. So tier 2 of monetization is what it was originally, where you had to get 1,000 subscribers and either 4,000 watch hours in 1 year or 10 million views on your YouTube shorts in 90 days. And I don't know how YouTube has made that 10 million view mark where they arbitrarily came with that. I think it's because in the early days, it was really easy to get a lot of views on YouTube, and maybe people were getting it in just a month or something like that. But that is not easy, in my humble opinion, to achieve. So I got monetized on my true crime channel through the watch hours, and my clients who have all gotten eligible have all done it through watch hours. But hey, it's an option. So maybe your channel gets a lot of shorts views, and maybe that's your ticket to getting monetized. So those are the two options. And then once you get fully monetized on YouTube, you'll have everything from the first tier. Your videos, your long videos will have ads on them. You can choose to have ads on your videos, and you can make money from that, or you can make money from your shorts. And when you're eligible for the lower tier, what's awesome about this, it's happened to me and every client that I've worked with, is that you get you're in to the monetization program. It's actually called the YouTube Partner Program. So once you qualify for that, then once you hit the higher benchmark, you don't have to re-qualify, you don't have to reapply. You're already in. And so that means you can start monetizing your videos through ads right away. And in one case, I had a client who applied and got accepted to the partner program. She met the first tier, then the second tier in just 17 days. And actually, I had written 16 days, and in my mind, I had 18 days. So I'm putting it right in the average of 17 days, but it might have been 16 days. But in any case, that is just, it's possible for you to get your channel monetized quickly. And for me, on my end, I did it in a few months. And I know that it could have been done a lot faster if I had me or if I had someone else that was coaching me on how to monetize my channel quicker. So here's the thing, it just takes one video. It could take one video to get monetized. So imagine if you just got one short that went super viral with 10 million views, boom, you qualify. Of course, assuming you get the subscribers. And then 1 hour video, so a 60-minute video with 4,000 views that people watch almost 100% of the way, that can get you qualified for monetization. And maybe that seems like it might be too much, right, for you. Well, then maybe it's 20 shorts with 500,000 views each. Or maybe it's 4 60-minute videos with 1,000 views each. Maybe that seems a little bit, or maybe it's 8 half-hour videos. So it's much more attainable and possible than you think. So within the 5 steps, we're going to go over the first step today, which is actually, before I do that, if you're excited to monetize your channel and to put in the work to get the channel monetized, type yes in the chat. I'd love to see, because I was excited for it, and I'm excited for everyone who has a YouTube channel to get their YouTube channel monetized. Okay. So we're going to start with step 1 is create your captivating content. So if you want to grow on YouTube, you must have content. You must have, the only people who can get away with not having any videos or any content posted are people who are already very, very well known. Like a celebrity I don't know, like Jennifer Aniston might create a brand new YouTube channel and she might get, 1 million subscribers right away. But everyone else who isn't already a celebrity needs to create content. And so this is just a quick rundown. If you're new, this is just really for the newer YouTube or YouTubers, because you are now de facto, just by the fact that you are in this challenge, you are officially a YouTuber. Congratulations. So for new YouTubers, you have long form videos. So those are historically, when you've watched a YouTube video over the last decade, that would be a long form video. Okay. Then there's the shorts, which you watch on your phone, although you can watch them on the computer as well, but they're the vertical videos, and those are up to 60 seconds. Then you have a live stream with a chat. So that's another option, which is a great option for people who don't have a lot of time to edit videos, or maybe don't even have the software to edit videos. A live stream is a really great way to get the content out quickly and start to build an audience, a community on YouTube. The fourth type of content is what's called a premiere, which is a kind of like a hybrid. That's a pre-recorded video that looks like it's a live stream with a chat. And one of my clients loves this. I introduced this idea and concept to her. She's a dance instructor, and she's creating a lot of these premieres that she's recorded in advance, and she's able to engage with her audience, because you can't engage with your audience by chat on a live video. It's not as easy as when you do it as a premiere. And then the last type of content on YouTube is what's called a community post. And that's a community tab that allows you to post photos, videos, polls, and quizzes. And so that's kind of like your filler, I'll call it. Like you can be posting maybe a few times a week on videos, but maybe doing community posts every day or every other day. So that allows you to create that engagement with your audience. So those are the types of content. And what's amazing about YouTube and why I'm really creating this is that my clients, most of my clients anyway, are educators. They're experts, coaches, trainers, speakers, authors who have a message to share. So like in the case of the dance instructor, she's an expert in dance. I've got coaches that are experts in all sorts of things, educators, authors. So it allows you to showcase your expertise. So I suggest that you choose topics that you can and want to discuss, right? And so just diving into your area of expertise, I'm sure you can come up with content that you can discuss. And what I suggest is that you make content that shows that you're credible in a topic. So even in the case of my other channel, True Crime Channel, I was not an expert in true crime at all. But I did the research necessary when I covered cases to show that I knew what I was talking about and that I was credible in the topic, even though I would not say I was an expert, but it showed that I was credible. And so that's what I suggest for most of you. This is a piece of cake because you're already putting out content that shows your expertise. So that's the first thing, is making sure that you're putting out content where you have already expertise and credibility. Oh, and I got some more yeses. So yes, yes, yes. Awesome. So the second thing to consider when you're developing your content is your niche or your niche. And this is the segment of the YouTube market you're going after. So like in the case where I mentioned that other channel that I had was a true crime niche. That is its own community on YouTube. And what I suggest, especially for those of you who are starting a new channel or who are reactivating a channel, is to go broader and more general at first, to cast a wider net. and find your YouTube voice and audience. So, and I'm going to give you some examples of what I mean by this, but just start to think about in your specific market, in your specific niche. If you want to go, you want to start with a little bit of a more broad audience or broad niche. And a small, ultra specific niche may not grow as quickly on YouTube. However, when I talk to clients about creating sales, and branding, I do want you to create an ultra specific niche. It's just two different ways of thinking. And so for now, when you're starting and building an audience in a completely new platform, I want you to start broader and then we can narrow in. So normally I would suggest with branding doing it the other way. But for purposes of growing quickly, I suggest you go broad and then niche down. Okay. So it's the opposite of what you've normally heard me say for purposes of YouTube. So I'm talking very specifically about YouTube right now. Okay. And so here's an example. As a massage therapist, you might make videos about massage benefits, right? But if all your content is massage benefits, you're probably going to grow very slowly. So what I suggest is that you talk about general health and wellness tips. That way you cast a wider net, an audience on YouTube, and then if much of your content is about massage benefits, then you start to establish yourself as an authority as a massage therapist. So that's just an example. Here are some wider niches. So like instead of massage therapy, you might want to go with health or wellness. True crime is one I've already mentioned. Fitness. So instead of being, let's say I don't know, there's an example I've used before, like the bikini boot camp, right? Like that's cool, but you might not find your audience yet to start if you start putting it super, super specific. So you want to talk about more general fitness. And in the next section, I'm going to talk about how then you can start to apply it to your audience to make it a little more nichified. Politics. So start talking about things that are a little more broad. Celebrities. And current events and news. And what's cool about all of these different examples here is that you're talking about audiences. You're going to be reaching millions of people and maybe even hundreds of millions of people. Like if you cover current events, you might be reaching hundreds of millions of people potentially, right? So, I mean, and actually in all of these, maybe true crime might be the most specific because it's its own audience, but all of the rest of these, you're going to be reaching millions, tens of millions, and hundreds of millions of people that are interested in that. So we want to create content that is more general, but you can, of course, talk about your specific product, service, and niche. And I love, Yukiko, you said, love the idea of going broader in your niche. Yes. And so here's where, when we talk about your audience, where then maybe you can be a little bit more specific. So like, for example, if we go back to, let's say health, like where I said the bikini boot camp for women, that's where you might go with health and fitness, but you're targeting women. So then you can, tailor your content for women. So that's where we think about the audience. Who's your audience? And if you're not sure, pick one for now. So as an example, for me, for my other channel, was female true crime enthusiasts. Many of the true crime enthusiasts are female, so that's easy. But that's just one way to look at that particular audience. So think about, and then for this branding and visibility channel, it's mostly female entrepreneurs and creators and YouTubers, aspiring YouTubers. So start thinking about, I don't want you to go crazy with this today or get overwhelmed, but start to think about what is some of the content that they need, want, and care about. And this week, you're going to hear me say this magic word, test, multiple times. I want you to start thinking about testing what different types of content engages your audience. Is it short videos? Is it long videos? Is it live streams? Is it more entertaining videos? Is it more educational videos? Maybe you test a lot of different types of content. Like I have a client, my dance instructor actually, who I suggested she have some me time because she's just had a really rough week. And then I texted her this morning and I said, you know what? Wouldn't it be really cute if you made a video about your me time? Because your audience, her audience is women, and many of them are moms. So like how inspiring is it to say to give permission to women to take some self-care time? Busy women professionals, right? So, and she's like, "Oh, it gave her some ideas." So I want you to test. That's not the type of content she normally posts. She posts dance videos. But what can you do? How can you step out of your comfort zone and create and test with different types of content, especially this week while you're getting, start percolating the ideas. And here's the thing, you'll get more feedback over time. So you may not even really know or be sure about who your audience is yet on YouTube, and that's okay. You'll start getting more feedback, and that will help shape your channel over time. As an example, with my true crime channel, I actually realized that the women who are mostly made up of my audience are very empathetic and they really care. And so I changed, and I actually do too. I changed how I presented that channel because it felt better for me. It felt more in alignment with my goals and with their goals. And on that note, it's so important for sustainability of your channel to make sure that your content, what you're posting, is infused with your passion and purpose. And many of you already get that. So it's kind of like preaching to the choir, but I do have to make sure that I mention this because it's easy to just kind of get into a robotic, like, okay, I'm gonna rinse and repeat, create more, create more, and you get drained and overwhelmed. So I want to make sure that you remember that it's important to create the content you love that feels good and you can be proud of. And your passion and purpose is attractive. So when you're talking about something you love, it's a whole different energy than something that you're just okay with, right? So it's important to talk about things you have credibility and expertise in, but if you can include what you're passionate about or add elements that you're passionate about, it will definitely help you attract more of your audience and grow faster. And the thing is, for sustainability, and when I mean sustainability, I mean over time. So anyone can grow their channel in 30 days. Anyone can do that. 21 days, 30 days, that's not you're not going to get exhausted necessarily over 30 days. But for sustainability, if you want this to be a long-term platform where you're going to be putting out content, getting leads, and making money, you definitely need to have a sustainable platform. And that means creating content you love. And that's part of the reason why I changed the purpose of my channel, my true crime channel. I don't even call it, it's not even, true crime is not even in the name anymore. I just call it that because that's really the niche. So this is the matrix I'm going to share with you. And, when you're developing your content strategy, you want to start with content that you already have authority or credibility in, like we talked about, right? Content that you have good content. You can create good content in that topic or theme. Then, to begin, we want to have a large enough niche or broad enough niche to begin. So if you just start with these two areas, you're going to grow fast. However, then we need to start thinking about what our audience cares about and get feedback when we post our videos We're going to get that feedback, and then we're going to create more of what our audience cares about. And it'll be more refined to your audience and your brand. And then if you really want to make sure that you get a sustainable channel, it has to be infused with your purpose and passion. And so it's almost like, you can start with creating content in that you have authority in, and then that you have in a larger audience. And then as you start to, it's almost like it starts to get more and more niche down as you continue, right? So there's that magic, and I don't want you to get too concerned with this today, but this is just for you to start thinking about longevity wise, is thinking about, all of these factors. Okay. So just doing a time check, and I'm going to end now in a few minutes. But for those new or revived accounts, you'll want to start with your existing content. So if you are an older YouTube account, or if you're completely new, look at what you have on your other channels. I know many of you post on Facebook and on Instagram. Look at what content you already have, and you can use that as a baseline for starting to post on YouTube. And yes, start by posting videos you already have until you create new content. That's what I did when I started to reactivate my account. I just started posting. I have so many masterclasses. I started posting masterclasses, hour-long masterclasses, to help me build my channel. So all of that is going to help as a baseline in your first, let's call it your first month on YouTube, when you're reviving your account. And here I'm going to end with this, which is creativity. Some of my clients, and some of you, because I hear the feedback, worry that you won't have anything to talk about. Some people worry that their audience won't be interested in what they have to say. And what I would like to tell you is, even if you're having a little bit of a challenge right now coming up with topics or content to create, start with the content you already have, and you'll start to find the right topics that attract your audience. You'll just start to get feedback. What's resonating with your audience? What's getting engagement? What isn't? And you can use all of that to help you create better content and to lead your content strategy. And I promise that your creativity will increase over time. When I first revived my channel, was about 6 weeks ago. That first week, the content that I posted was not very good. and it was because I was rusty. I was rusty. I needed to just kind of get that out of my system, be messy. And then content started getting better. And you know what happened? I did a video on this, and maybe you saw it. I started doing the dishes one day, like 2 weeks ago. I was doing the dishes, and I got this, like, completely not even thinking about anything. And I got this great idea for a content piece just by doing the dishes. And so my point is that when you're in this process, the creativity will start to flow, and you'll see a news article and you'll be like, oh, that could be something good to talk about. Or you'll see another post by another person and you'll say, oh, that reminds me of something I want to say, a video that I want to make. And so just allow the idea and the creativity to flow. So in a moment, I'm going to ask you for what your biggest takeaway is from this lesson. But I wanted to go over the action steps. So if you're really intent on growing your channel and really going all in, I want you to comment on this video. It doesn't have to be right now, but it could be, you can come back to it. On this video, I want you to comment who your audience is and what your niche is. So like you could say true crime is my niche, and my audience are female true crime enthusiasts, as an example. I want you to think of 3 video content ideas that your audience would care about. And like I said, if the ideas don't come, try doing the dishes. Get those creative, or go for a walk, go in nature. I also go in nature and I get a lot of ideas that way. So just 3 video ideas, things that you can create in the next week. Post your YouTube channel as well. I want you to post that, your link to your channel, so that we can follow you and engage with your content, right? And if I'm not saying that everyone has to subscribe to everyone else's channel. If it's not a channel that you resonate with, then no, don't follow or subscribe to everyone's channel. But most of us are in the same kind of coaching expertise realm, and we'll probably want to follow each other. And then if you're really, this is a stretch for some of you, create a new YouTube video today and share a link in the comments. An alternative to this is to do a live stream if you want to do something fast, or post a video you've already made, like what I did, I posted an old masterclass, or do a community post. So if you can stretch yourself, create a new YouTube video from scratch. But if that you don't have time or you're not sure what to do, you can try one of these other alternatives. And by the way, I'm going to have this as like a little template in the comment section, a pinned comment on this, so that you can just follow along with that when you make your own comment on this video. So to end, what is your biggest takeaway from today's lesson? I'd love to hear it in the comments. Oh, we're 2 minutes over. Loving your first 4-circle presentation. Yes, thank you. Yes, my creativity flows when I'm doing cleaning. Right. Yeah. That's actually might be the first time that's ever happened to me. Would you like to create a syndicate site for your members? Different ways to monetize a channel. Awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much for being here. This was step 1. Tomorrow we're going to dive into step 2. And I'll just end with this quote by me. Monetization may be closer than you know. How would you feel if you could share your passion and purpose online and get paid to do it? That's my wish for you. Thank you all for being here, and I will see you tomorrow. I can't wait to read your comments. Bye. Bye, everyone. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye. For more help growing your visibility and monetizing your brand, go to alexanderfigueredo.com. And if you like this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications. Thank you.